Hi, this is Paula. Today we're going to explore LearnZillion. LearnZillion has added some new features that allow a teacher to actually create lessons, practices, and quizzes that they can assign to students and collect that data in order to make instructional decisions. So I'm going to log in. You can pause and log in as well if you have not already created an account. Here, I always choose to log in with my Google account. Now that I'm logged in, you can see my dashboard. For the purpose of this video, I created a fake class and I had my daughter take some practice quizzes and lessons so that you could get an idea of what it would look like for a student. Okay, so let's take a peek. Under Lessons and Resources, you can see that it's designed to show you tabs K-8 Math, High School Math, and English Language Arts. So my daughter is in grade 3. Let's take a peek at what that looks like. If I click on grade 3, you can see that the standards are organized according to Common Core. If an assignment, or a standard actually, has a folder next to it, that means that there are assignments related to that. By clicking on the little folder, it pops me out to the assignments. As a teacher, I can preview each of those assignments. So there are slides that I can view or download, which makes it nice if you need to do this without technology. There's coach's commentary, which helps and gives you ideas as a teacher on how you should approach the concept. And then there's guided practice. I have the sound off right now. In a minute I will put that back on so you can hear what this looks like. In addition, there are parent resources, including this letter. Let's take a peek at this. It asks you to include the code for the lesson that you've assigned to the student, and then it gives the parents an overview about why you're using this program and how they can help at home. In addition, if you have a this one doesn't have one, but what this is, where it says discussion protocol, there are protocols if you have a team or a building level data team. There are actually protocols to review the data that are extremely helpful and aligned to PLC model. In addition, most lessons have a note-taking form for students to use as they move through the lesson. Now, if I wanted to assign this lesson after I previewed it and I decided, you know what, this makes sense, it's of quality and I want my student to work on this, I hit assign. You can see my sample class only has one student in it, but you have the option to differentiate by giving this assignment to all of the students in the class or selecting those students who could benefit the most from it, whether it be an extension, practice, or skills building. Now we hit done. Okay. And now I know that this assignment has been assigned to that particular student. Oh, my protocol is there. Let me show you because I think this is great. So you can see it's designed around the professional learning community Common Core, and it tells you how to set up and prepare and review the data that's associated. Okay. Now, what else? If I go to my classes, you can see here's my sample class. I have one student. I can change her name. I can edit that right there. I can also print enrollment codes so that I can provide those to the student and the parent in terms of how do they access if they're doing this from home and not from in class. I can add students. I can look at the assignments that I've assigned. Okay, so you can see she did playlist with practice. It was due. It was one lesson, one student. Then there was a quiz. Again, one student took the quiz, and then a playlist with practice. I can add new assignments from here as well. Now here's a nice function, the reports. So I can choose my playlist, and it will tell me how many students took the assignment and how they did. But more importantly, it will download into a CSV file. So I have the data for the student and the class. I can see what the possible points were, the percentage that was assigned to that student. I can see the maximum score. And the same thing goes for quizzes. So let's go back to the class and let's go to reports and let's see what the quiz report looks like. So this student got 5 out of 5 correct. I can download the CSV and I can see what standard was assigned in that quiz and what the maximum score was and how that student did. So you can see how this data collection could help make instructional decisions in your teaching. Here is where you can put in the information about your class. So this particular class I set up as 3rd grade. I set it up as a math class, and I displayed results as soon as the student completes the quiz so they can actually self-monitor. You can also put required grading for quizzes. Okay, so what else? Here's a calendar where you can see if any assignments were added. And I want to go back to lessons and resources. So this is the Common Core Navigator. But you can also find lessons, and I haven't done this, that are your favorites, so that if you know that in the future you would want to assign them again, you can certainly go ahead and do that, and they would be all listed here and organized for you. Let's go back to the dashboard. If you come down to the bottom, you can see that they've created videos for you that will help walk you through each of the different areas that I walked you through. So the welcome video, how to find a lesson, how to set up a class, getting students started, adding an assignment, and giving students practice. In addition, it walks you through the Common Core Navigator. Now let's go back to the classes one more time. So here's my class, and there's my students. And if I want to go assignments, I can hit this as well. I don't need to go back out to that dashboard. Click Add an Assignment, and over here you can search for the grade and the subject, and then hit Search Assignments, and I can scroll down by the standard and select what I'm looking for. So I want to work on numbers and operation in base 10. So I can preview. Let's see. I told you that I would have you see a video, so let's do that. Put the sound on.
What is the midpoint of 800 and 900?
Preview.
In this lesson, you will learn how to find the midpoint between two numbers by using a number line. First, let's review counting by tens.
So now that you've previewed and you've seen and you've heard a little bit, I'm going to pause that. I can decide, you know what, I do want to assign that. I can put it into a due date. It will go right into that calendar that I showed you before. I can add it to my favorites because I like this and I might go back to it. And I can also obtain a quick code so that if I wanted the students to do the lesson without logging in, I can give them a quick code. Okay. So what does that all look like now? Let's go back to our calendar. I'll show you. Here it is. It's right in the calendar. When a student logs in or when you log in, you can see the assignments and when they're due. Let's go back to classes and go to my example class, and I can look at assignments, and the assignment would be there. And then I can go also to not my properties, I'm sorry. I can go to lessons and resources, and I can look at my favorites, and there's the lesson that we just selected as a favorite. So as you can see, it's fairly easy to navigate and to arrange your classes and to assign lessons. So I hope that you find this to be a useful tool. The lessons that I've reviewed so far have been fairly closely tied to the core. There have been lessons I've chosen not to give, so vet carefully. But for the most part, I think that this is a useful tool that will help you. Thank you.